All right, we are live. I am very late, but we are here. Story of my life. All right, welcome to Richonne Fans Discuss, and we are going to discuss the 10th season, mid-season finale. Sorry, the world before. I feel like they need to stop with the world stuff for titles,
Right.
but that just occurred to me today because I watched it tonight and I'm like, we've done this, guys. So the world, yeah, I know. Just there's got to be, get it like
It's just
a.
nonsense at this point. I don't
It
even want to
is.
bother with doing titles.
It is nonsense.
It is. All right. So I wasn't really. I didn't dislike it, but I wasn't blown away. I don't know what was your thoughts?
Yeah, I liked the episode before way more than this one. I don't know what this was. Like,
Yeah, I like that one too. I know we haven't had chat for a while. I did go back and I watched this week's and the episode before. I did not watch the prior one because it's the Whisperers of Negan, and I don't want to. I'm not gonna lie. I have no interest in that.
if you hadn't
Right.
said that, I wouldn't even know what it was.
Yeah, I just was like, nope. Life is short, and I'm not spending it on this.
Right.
But yeah, no, I liked the one before. So I think it was Open Your Eyes. And that was, I liked it. The whole thing with Dante, I'm still kind of confused. I'm still trying to understand all that with him being a whisperer and where the hell that came from.
I guess I liked it because
Left
I didn't see it coming.
Good
Because
point.
usually they
Right.
beat you in the face with everything, and nothing is a surprise. So I mean, I was
Right.
spoiled, but at the same time, like I knew
You like-
I didn't know what was going to happen or how it was going to happen or anything. So it was genuinely like surprising the way it went down, and
Yeah.
like the fact that it wasn't really malicious. It was more like I have to do this because now you know who I am.
True.
I thought that was all pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's
And yeah, I'm just glad it was something that wasn't super predictable. I know some people probably figured it out, but
I
since
did.
I haven't like paid a lot of attention to the show, it just really took me by surprise.
Yeah. The only reason I knew about it is because it was spoiled. That's
Right.
the only way I knew.
And I probably wouldn't watch the episode if I didn't know, but I kind of wish
Yeah.
I didn't know because that was a pretty good twist, I thought.
It was. Dee, what did you think? This one and last week.
Yeah, it was surprising, and I just really, there's an ache in my heart for what Michonne's last moments could be.
Yeah.
And that episode with her going to a library because of Judith sort of pissed me off. I'm like, this is not what we need to be worried about.
You mean Luke?
Luke and Judith, both of them together in cahoots with nonsense. I don't,
I love
they could do better. I just wish they could do better.
I love that I love Luke. He annoyed me a little bit in this.
I know you love him. That's why you said that. But he is ridiculous.
No, he was kind of ridiculous. I'm like, okay, dude, that's one.
He got Judith co-signing, he co-signing with Judith. Whoever did it, it was like,
yeah. Well, part of it.
Y'all don't get y'all tails the ocean side today, right now. What are you talking about? Stopping for books? Are you for real?
I like that he wanted Judith to read some books. And of course, obviously, Michonne is educated, and I know that she wants Judith to read books. This may not have been the time for it.
It wasn't, Vicky. It was not the time.
And I love how basically Michonne was like, "Hey, Luke, shut up. You're making too much noise." He's like, "Yeah, that's me. That's me. I'm just talking a lot. I just keep talking." I'm like, "You're not Luke."
And he was whistling. Like when they started the scene, I was like, "Who is that?"
It was weird.
Yeah,
Really
like I'm walking around.
I'm like, "All right, Negan, what the fuck are you doing?" Like, I love books. I love music. I love all that stuff, but there's a time and a place, and
Don't try to justify.
Why were they going to Oceanside?
I don't remember.
Okay, I didn't either.
I think they ran out of fish because
because
that girl gave the fish away. I don't know.
Oh, that is the reason to go all the way to Oceanside. I didn't mean to laugh when you're like, I think they ran out of fish. I'm like, is that really why they went? Because that doesn't seem like a good reason to go. You think the fish where they're at? I don't know how fish.
I love that I have no idea whether you're joking because it really could be true. Knowing the show, but it could not be known to eat, so I just don't know.
The nonsense just grows and goes on. Virgil, I'm very interested in Virgil. I don't know if I'm interested enough for Michonne to be taken away, but she has to be taken away for us to have some sort of lives and peace and just to move on.
That's another disappointment for me because I really was hoping they were going to do some kind of tie-in, and it is nothing at all connected to Rick. Just you're going to randomly try to go to some base and get some kind of machinery that's going to take care of Alpha by yourself.
This might honestly,
if you don't know this guy, you haven't even vetted him. You haven't been with him for more than 2 minutes, and I didn't like it. No.
It was very convoluted. I'm just like, really? This is what we're going with? But this could, the fact that it's on a base and it's fortified, this could have something to do with Rick. What I looked up, and I'm awful with geography, but what he said is that he lives on Bloodworth Island. So that's like, from what I looked up, it's in Chesapeake Bay. It's in Maryland, not super far away from where they're at. So
right.
So I mean,
Rick better not be 2 days away, and he's been gone 6 years. I would lose it.
Oh, exactly.
That's a good point.
6 years and 4 months.
No.
6 years and 4 months.
Right.
So no.
So no, it can't be that. But maybe it's like there's. It could still have to do with Rick in some way. I feel like what Scott Gimple said was he was writing her exit to open up to the larger world, whatever the hell that means. So it could still lead to him in some way. I have no idea.
It could be. And
it's just weird.
Yeah. Well, the community that took Rick, I just gonna say real quick, the community took Rick there's 3 communities involved, so this could be one of them.
Right. And so are we supposed to understand that we're not going to see her with Judith again?
Oh, I don't know.
I couldn't tell. Like, was this like the goodbye? I don't
it better not have been.
Maybe she'll be in the movies. I don't know, but on the show.
Wow.
Yeah, it could very well have been. I did read an interview. I want to say on comicbook.com that Kang was asked straight out, "Is this the beginning of Michonne's endgame?" And she said yes.
Well, yeah, it has to be. I just don't understand. Like, is this going to lead to
anything
Michonne
about it?
Exit, or is she going to come back and then it leads to her exit? That's what I'm kind of confused about. Like, how far are we going into this? I feel like there's going to be like a Michonne bottled episode or whatever.
You better be.
But I'm just like, is she going to get back to Alexandria and then decide she needs to like go further with this or something? Because if that was it, she doesn't say goodbye to RJ. I don't know.
Right.
You know what? This is going to sound really shitty, but for just a brief second in this episode, I'm like, maybe RJ doesn't exist.
He was with Daryl.
Was he there?
He was with Daryl at the funeral. Like, you can see them walking away.
Okay. Because I just felt like Michonne was just like, okay, take care of Judith. I'm like, well, what about RJ? I just missed it. Because I'm just like, maybe.
It was easy to miss. I just happened to be looking at who all was there. Because I was also like, where the hell is RJ? You're supposed to be taking care of him, Daryl.
Yeah.
Right. He was holding him as they walked away.
I feel like he kind of got, I feel like he's like Cousin Oliver and Brady Bunch. Like, he went upstairs and we just talk about him, but he's not there anymore. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would see him.
He's not important to the story, really. So I get it. And trying to get a 5-year-old to act, I feel like it's important for Michonne to interact with him, but literally nobody else except for Judith. So
Judith pissed me off. Like, I get it. I get that they don't know Virgil, and I get he was a little salty with her when he was like, that's my daughter's book. But she's just like, well, actually, it belongs to the library. And then he tries it, and then she just like holds it. I'm like, you little.
I'm sorry, but that cracked me up when he said to give it back, and she like thought about it and then kept reading. I was like, that is Michonne's child.
I just like. I feel like no matter what she does, it's going to piss me off. Like, I don't like her. I like the actress. I don't like the way Judith. I just don't. She bugs me, and it's not even logical at this point. She just bugs me, and I don't even really know why.
A lot of stuff did make sense. Like, how would Michonne, when they get to Oceanside, Michonne asks the question about their vetting process. Confronts Virgil, turns around, sees Herds, runs like maybe 5 steps, and then turns around and say, Judith.
Oh yeah, that was kind of weird.
Y'all,
I thought that was odd. That was weird.
Like,
yeah, I didn't.
I was disappointed. Let me just say that I was disappointed. Yeah. Even if we go back to the episode before this one, this could definitely be because I was driving and listening and watching, so maybe I didn't get it. But was it clear to you ladies that Dante was a whisperer before he attacked Sadiq? Because it sounded to me like Sadiq was just looking in the window and talking, and all of a sudden Dante attacked. I'm like,
oh no, it was very clear.
Absolutely. It was
So Sadiq remembered him, or
he was doing this clicking sound in Sadiq's ear, and that's what he realized had been triggering him all this time with these PTSD episodes. And so they flashed back to the barn and hearing that clicking sound in his ear, and that's how he realized that it was Dante.
I'm like, I was okay. If you guys saw it, then okay.
The whole clicking thing.
That was another thing. I was like, why would you just attack him and then say you didn't really want to attack him, and then Super Rosita to the rescue? It was a lot going on, but okay, that's fine.
It was kind of neat to hear her and Dante.
Did y'all like the new cast member?
Who?
Killer Gabe. I loved him. I liked his entrance to the show. I just didn't like that he didn't stab him with the round number. He stabbed him like 13 times as opposed to like a solid 20. And it could have been like more shallow cuts where he could have bled out longer. So that was the only thing that I didn't like about that. But overall, I liked that.
I would have liked to see more torture of him, to be honest with you.
Right.
Like, I knew that they were going to set him on fire, and I was hoping he was going to be alive. I was disappointed in that.
Right.
One thing that I thought was very clever, and this is just kind of an offside thing, and I know that like sometimes the Facebook groups for Walking Dead are not ideal, but somebody said this episode should have been called Dante's Inferno, and I just
yes,
I'm like,
yes,
well played,
good play on words.
Yeah.
I'll tell you another thing that bothered me. Black is supposed to be slimming. I get it. But when Carol is talking to Ezekiel, you don't see that big lump on his throat. It's like, it was a lot.
You haven't started calling him Mr. Lumpy, have you?
No, Mr. Natty. Mr. Natty. I told you. Natty and Nobby.
Well, we haven't been talking in a while.
But I was like, how are you gonna just ignore this big lump that he's supposed to have on his throat when she is less than 2 feet from this dude.
And it's pulsating and stuff, and it's not.
Oh my goodness. I was disappointed. That's all I can say. I was disappointed. There's a couple of things, but that was the main thing.
The scene, the episode prior, Open Your Eyes, where Rosita and Siddiq were kind of flirty, and I'm like, I felt kind of a connection there. I felt kind of some chemistry there.
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah.
I think it's odd that we never got, I mean, I know it wasn't like a relationship, but I think it's super odd that they paired her with Gabriel instead of Siddiq, and they're much closer in age. They obviously get along well. Siddiq is gorgeous. Like, why would they do this to her? Who on that writer's room hates Christian Serratos? I don't understand.
No.
But yeah, I definitely caught the chemistry, and it made me sad that we never got to see any of it before.
Yeah,
I don't think it's about them hating her. I think that it's really about her leaving the show. Like, she got that Selena gig, so I think they just. But they did this to her last season. Moment, though.
Yeah,
but even the last season, it was
One of the things, and I hate to say this too, because the people who are like, "Oh, there's no chemistry with Rick and Michonne," which is absolute bullshit. I don't feel like, especially seeing her with Siddiq, I don't feel like there's chemistry with her and Gabe.
There isn't, and there kind of shouldn't be. Like, he's like 20 years older than her.
Yeah, when they start coming, I'm like, "Ooh, I like this."
I don't get it, but maybe you're not supposed to get it. I don't know. When Gabe was Killer Gabe was like, and he was my brother, and I was like, okay,
he was part of a throuple.
Right. I do think, I don't remember where I heard this, but I agreed with it. Someone was talking about how like they're in this kind of polyamorous relationship, which you don't see on TV very often. True. And it's not like a whole bunch of like animosity and jealousy. I mean, Eugene's a little bit weird, but it's still like they're this big family, and it's odd, but it's cool the way it works. And if that has to involve Gabriel, fine, whatever. But I do think that aspect of it is interesting.
Yeah, everybody being an adult, everybody.
They're all just raising this baby, and only one of them is actually with Rosita, but they're all kind of together.
Right.
It's a 3 men and a baby type of feel, except for
and the only one that's not getting a little wet was Eugene. So I mean, I don't know. So,
I am uncomfortable.
So uncomfortable.
I just didn't expect that from you. Well, apparently the next second half of the next season, they're starting that kiss mess again, which it could be just another false start, but like it looks like they showed it looking like Rosita and Eugene were gonna kiss, and I'm like, oh my god, stop it. Just
and I must have missed this. What happened?
Yeah, it was in the trailer for
is that for the incel? That's for the incel demographic or what? What's the point of that? Tell me more. But why?
You are just not playing anymore. You're like
somebody said Eugene was like a proxy for Robert Kirkman, and I don't know if that's true, but and when you look at it that way, it's funny.
He definitely has a bit of an insult thing going on, although he's not like
aggressively misogynistic, but he is totally unnecessary sometimes.
He's awkward.
Indeed.
Yeah, but I just and Eugene looked ridiculously uncomfortable, like he was just like he didn't know how kissing worked. And it might have been his first one. I don't know.
I think it really could be.
It very well could be.
I didn't find this trailer. I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was like scene for. It seems crazy to even say 10B. I'm like, how did we get here so fast? But yeah, the second episode.
Oh, because I watched. Yeah, they don't have the previews after the episode if you watch early.
Okay. Yeah, so you can just find it on YouTube or something.
Yeah,
and I was just like, oh, we're gonna do this, or maybe they're just playing with people, or maybe it's a dream sequence. I don't know, but I think they got together in the comic. I think
they did.
I think they did.
I don't know what to make of Carol's shenanigans. Like, should someone punch on her throat or let her just run free? Like, I don't know. I mean,
Are
she
you
has
okay?
a point. She has a point. I get it, but we sort of established that she's sort of roguey again.
Oh yeah.
But it's like, even when Daryl talks to her, she just says she gives no cares. How about that? Like,
Mm-hmm.
And now
she's
they all
just
stuck in
on
the
her
cave
own
because of
little
her.
plane.
You want to be just like, is this what you were hoping for? Because this is what we got.
Right.
Thanks, girl. I liked seeing Daryl call her out on it. Be like, hey,
I love
you need to
that.
stop this crap.
Oh my gosh.
Although this time it
It's
wasn't
just-
an imaginary thing. She actually did see her, but still, I mean, like,
I don't know. It's
She
just
been needing a check for a long time.
exactly, and it's not working. So it's just talking. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like,
she's not
that's
going
what
to
I'm saying.
listen to
Maybe we should just
anybody, and that's what's
let
really
her run
frustrating.
free.
Yeah, let her run and
free.
don't run after her.
yeah.
Dummies.
Okay, so one person could be trapped, but now everybody's trapped.
Exactly.
Right.
And Carol, and in the scenes, Carol was just like, I never meant for this to happen. I'm like, well, I'm sure that you didn't, but guess what? It did.
That's why we told you to calm down.
That's why we told you not to get the fuck off. Man.
Damn.
So yeah.
I mean, another person, I didn't know Scott was gonna make it, but Scott made it to the end of this. So maybe, I don't know. Scott, Luke, and Judith are going back home.
Mm-hmm.
Michonne is on a boat that looks really nice with this random dude going to this base for this a weapon that she's not coming back with, or maybe she will. She still has some more episodes, huh? Okay.
Yeah,
So maybe she comes back with this magical weapon, but maybe she gets lost in a melee and then she loses her memory. I mean, it's too much going on.
They're not gonna do that.
It's too much going on.
About once or twice a season, I'm always like, oh yeah, Scott.
I really thought he was going to leave once, like, Sonequa left, and that didn't happen. He was still there last season. I'm like, okay, because he's on Star Trek, isn't he?
I don't know.
I thought you told me he was.
I'm pretty sure Sonequa said he was coming to Star Trek.
Okay.
So I was like, surely he won't be on The Walking Dead anymore, and he keeps showing up.
Exactly.
Like, wow, this is a real job for you, I guess.
Exactly. Scott, like, I'm making this money is what I'm
right.
Scott's the new Tobin. He just walks in. I'm like, oh, there's Scott. I am mad at.
I've been here.
Yeah. Alexandria.
Yeah, I think he's the only original Alexandrian left, except for
Aaron. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, good for him.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
I am bummed about Cheryl.
Who?
My grandma.
Who?
I'm getting attached to her. She's not my grandma. The lady that Dante killed, the older lady. Like,
oh, okay.
I didn't get attached to her. I didn't get attached to her. I mean,
I knew I should have, but like, I liked her. I don't know. She was like Tammy Rose.
But see, this is the thing. This is the thing about the whole Dante thing. Besides, good, they did get points. I do agree with Ashley that since it was super stealth about it, cool. No one knew except for, the spoilers. And they weren't, breadcrumbing it to death. So that's cool. But why the hell do you need to kill grandma again? If you already poisoning her and you know she will die, why do we have to expedite the timetable?
Especially the way he did it. I'm just like,
what's the problem?
You gonna smother a
He did not.
woman? What's wrong with you?
Ashley, no, she did not.
She might have.
Might have what?
No. Figured out who he was.
Because otherwise, honestly, what would be the point?
Exactly. Yeah. There was why are you killing? Why are you?
Well, I think maybe she wasn't dying fast enough. So apparently,
okay.
The whole thing seemed like she was, but apparently the whole thing with Alpha, it was like infiltrate their place and take them out one by one, and it was just Like, so what? So he went from being a whisperer to being in Alexandria and being clean and acting normal. And now he's gonna leave the place with running plumbing and water and electricity to go because there's a place.
That's part of that cult mentality. Even when you show somebody a better life, they want to go back to what they've been indoctrinated in. So that's sort of what they do. So even when the guy spitted the sandwich on Carol, that wasn't a big surprise.
That was awful. Well, especially since he's sitting there making love to the piece of bread. I'm like,
right.
Oh my God. But
you know what's funny? I forgot who it was that I saw, but someone had a thumbnail like Judith, like Carol had gotten the mumpies or something, and it was really that bread that was spit on her. Like,
I do remember seeing that picture.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was like, what's wrong with her?
Does Carol have leprosy? It's like, no, man.
Does she have the bumpies? What is that?
I do remember seeing that picture. I'm like, ew, what is that?
But it turned out it was strawberry jam and bread. Like, okay, y'all, come on.
Yeah, she's
that's funny.
They are too much. They are just too much sometimes.
I forgot about that. I was like, what's going on? She's getting like witch warts or something. I don't know. It was just
exactly
witch warts.
To go with the hair she had last season, but the hair is better now. I really like it.
I think it's mostly better because she just keeps it up.
Right.
That could be.
Shenanery.
But I don't understand the lull or the thing that Alpha has over these people. Like,
yeah, you do.
I don't though.
We living with that in real life. You tell people the truth and they don't want to hear it.
True.
That is real life.
If somebody offered me a place with in the zombie apocalypse with food and a job and electricity, I feel like I could put my dead people mask away and give it a shot.
Right.
But
she wasn't the one that brought you to the party. Alpha was. So
true.
You know, I don't quite get it, but I definitely know that that's real life because the man clearly loved that bread, but spit it out his mouth. Like, he was loving that bread, but he gave it up because he was like, I'm loyal and da da da. I was like, okay, well, all right then. You can't handle it.
Apparently, they all have a chant or something.
But the thing, like I said, the thing that bothers me the most about this part of the storyline is just the simple fact that you guys are supposed to be nomadic. So now you've taken roots, and now you're determined to do all these undercutting strategic acts to get, I guess, to take Alexandria down. But you're supposed to be moving on anyway. Why do you need to mark territory when you leave? I just don't get this. Like, it was sort of with the governor. You knew he wanted what they had, and his intention was to take them out so he can get it. Mm-hmm. But if you guys just move around and collect walkers, why are you fucking with why are you bothering Alexandria? Tell me why.
Drop the F-bombs. It don't bother me none.
I'm like, but why? I just can't fathom it. Like, what are we doing?
I don't really get it either. I feel like, okay, you guys hate them and they hate you. But again, you're nomadic. Just leave.
And take your walkers with you. What's the problem?
Go take your masks and pack them in little hat boxes or whatever you carry them in.
And slow walk your ass on. Come on, what's the problem?
Does any of it have to do with Lydia, do you think?
Oh, well.
No, it can't be because she's told her people Lydia's dead. So it doesn't make sense.
But she didn't kill her, though.
But she wants to be
I know, but she's the only one that knows she's alive. So
I'm saying all of that is tied in together. Like, she clearly has some, whether it's, healthy love is a different story. But there's some love she has. Right. Okay. She has some love for her daughter. Like, she couldn't kill her and she doesn't want to leave her.
To throw Lydia's ass out the gate the first time she came in the gate. Kick her ass to the curb to the gate.
Well, now she's somewhere. I don't know.
You know what? And then did she hit Carol? Oh my God. Somebody should have stabbed her 13 times. Are you for real?
I cackled.
Are you for real?
She hit her so hard and it was so unnecessary.
Oh, and then Darren was talking about, I'm looking for Lydia. Boy, you gonna get a throat chop too with her. Oh,
that was
unnecessary.
That's but I understood it. Like, did nobody tell her? You could have just told her what you were doing. You didn't have to trick her into going. Like, Carol does not have an honest bone in her body. She has not been honest since they got to the prison. Yeah. Ever since she lost Sophia, she's like, morals, what are those?
She wasn't lying. She just didn't tell her everything.
She's been lying. She has been lying. Ever since she killed those two people at the prison, Rick was right to kick her out. I don't know how he ended up back with Carol, but my God, she is doing the most all the time. That lady is crazy. And I like Carol, but girl.
Yeah, no, I don't
ever tell the truth.
I don't trust Carol.
You can't trust Carol.
No. Man,
that whole homemaker thing she did.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
it's crazy.
I like the fact that they dispelled that whole Daryl and Carol to the rescue. Like, even he was checking her. So I was like, thank y'all, because I'm tired of her with her. I'm above it all. Girl, you are just cuckoo. You emotional. Yeah. And then I still go back. How was she overdosing on aspirin? Because if she was doing drugs, shouldn't she be still in withdrawal? Like, what the hell is going on?
They forgot that plot point where we moved past.
Yeah.
What? Did she sweat it off? What is going on? It's a lot.
I don't know what she was taking. Was she taking like those Jesse Spano pills?
It had to be aspirin. It had to be, because she showed no effects once she stopped taking it. She had a really bad headache.
Well, maybe she just went to sleep.
And then what?
Like every 5 minutes.
She took the pills to stay awake, so maybe she just went to sleep.
So that was no dose. Oh.
There was no reason for any of that to happen. It
really wasn't. I still don't know what happened, because I'm pretty sure they were trying to tell us she wasn't hallucinating. So what do we get out of that?
It's almost like, Carol, we know you're taking vitamin C. We're concerned for you.
Right.
You're taking too much. We know you don't want to get scurvy, but still. Oh shit, I don't know. Richonne looked really good this episode. I mean, she always does, but I liked her top. That's completely off topic, but it came to my mind.
Nice color on her.
Yeah, it's always a good color on her. Shit.
I watched this a while ago, so I'm trying to remember what else happened.
Yeah. Shit, I watched it an hour ago, and I'm still blank. I don't know I've been out of it. I'm definitely sad about Sadiq. It almost feels, and not that Sadiq isn't a loss in and of himself, but like, what now? Carl's gone, and now Sadiq's gone. It's like, I don't know. It just feels like pointless. And now there's another baby that doesn't have their dad, and I just feel like they could. I don't know. I'm glad we don't have to see him freaking out anymore, but I feel bad.
Just when he figured out what happened.
I know.
And it's weird, like, why did the show keep killing doctors?
I don't know.
It's so strange.
They had two, and now they're both gone.
Right. Dr. Enid, it's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't make sense. And I know people like always get mad when like a person of color has to die. But I'm just like, if you create a show where they're included, then that's what's going to happen. Like, you can't put them on the show and then nothing ever happens. That would be dumb. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm going to miss him. Not really, because I won't be watching the show. But for these next few episodes until Michonne leaves. I will miss him.
Mm-hmm.
But he had a good death. Like
he did.
More surprise. Like I should have known probably since they focused so much on him. But
they focused a lot.
Yeah, it didn't even occur to me. Maybe because he just got there.
Maybe. I liked the conversation he had when he was trying to explain to Rosita what was going on with him. Then he was just very vulnerable, and he's like, "I just feel really stupid. I feel like I can't." It's just like I like that she was there for him, and it makes me even sadder. Like I feel like they could have been a good couple. Like I could have. Yeah. Like I wouldn't have written fan fiction, but I would have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
They have chemistry. They have good conversation, and it just sucks that we didn't get to see that, as opposed to, oh, by the way, we slept together last year and I'm pregnant. It's like we're like, what?
Right. Like I know there was a time jump and some stuff is just, we just missed it, but my goodness.
That was
y'all could have figured that out some other way.
And speaking of Rosita, I don't really understand what was happening. Was she going through like a freak out thing where she just decided to go out and try to kill walkers, but then she forgot how to kill walkers? She was just out there like, yeah, well, there was the point where she was just out there punching.
She had a vitamin C deficiency.
What? Wait, why did you just come back to say that and then you left again? What's happening?
Oh my god.
That was my only comment about Rosita. I didn't have much to say about her. I'm just
fair enough. But no, I'd like to see it again to make sure that I'm understanding it. But it felt like she was going out there seeking walkers and just punching them in the face. And I'm like, that's not gonna help you at all. That's not how you can. It was weird. And then Eugene, of all people, had to come help her.
I know.
Like Rosita, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? And then I guess it was just so she could be like, realize that she's a mom and she's got to be more careful and that she's got to take care of her kid, and that
justified, okay,
that she has a reason to live. I don't know.
Okay. I didn't like how Dante killed Sadiq, and then he was like, "Hey, Rosita, he just left," and you did in the background. I was like,
"He did leave."
That was crazy.
This mortal plane.
That was weird. Although I did like seeing them speak Spanish to each other.
I liked that too. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it's another one of those moments where you realize, like, I had the same thought when Sadiq and Ezekiel were talking. Like, it's nice to see two people of color, no white people around, just interacting.
Just chilling.
It's not seen that often. So yeah, that was really cool. And I just love Coco so much, and I know she has no reason. Like, I just love her, and she's super cute.
Okay.
But Coco and her little chubby cheeks.
I was finishing your sentence. I was like, no reason to live, but you weren't saying that. You were saying you like.
Oh my god!
What is no? That's not where I was going. That's not where I was going.
Okay.
So, and I'm just wondering too, because he's like, well, sometimes parents eat their young. So that kind of was whispery of him. I was like, you know what? Let's just let nature take its course. He'll just, eat the baby. Let's not.
Yeah, that got weird.
That was weird.
What is these whispers are so odd, and he's new, so like you don't even have a reason to be talking like this.
He's like, it's nature's way. It's okay. No.
Did you eat your son? Is that what happened? Do you guys think he really got a kid?
I don't remember him saying that, but they said that he did say that.
He said it in the video, like what they do when they first get to Alexandria.
I was confused about that. I feel so dumb, honestly, because I saw that and I kept thinking, are they trying to get like a confession out of him? And then I'm like, it's not a cop show. Why would they do that? You're gonna show it to the jury later. Like I had to, my brain.
No, it's what they do.
Yeah. But had they mentioned that prior to us seeing that, or is that the first time we were told that he?
That's the first time. You know what? I shouldn't say that because I've skipped some episodes, so I don't know.
Yeah. I kind of like Gamma. I know I shouldn't. But like I almost want her to come over to the good side. I'm not like emotionally invested in her, but like I just like it'd be nice to see somebody rehabilitated. I mean, I guess there's Lydia. I don't know, but no, I when she's just like the baby asked about the baby and is he okay, and like she wants to be normal, but then all of a sudden she walks around. We bathe in blood. We are free. Like, okay, you've got to pick one. You can't keep going crazy and then being okay and then going crazy again. But it's
time. I didn't like Alpha spanking Gamma's arms.
Oh, that was hard to watch. And I'm like, that's a sharp switch she got or something. I don't know. That was I was like the other guy, I don't remember his name, but the guy that they captured originally. And they were going to threaten like Daryl was like, we're going to take your fingers and we're going to take your teeth and stuff. And it looked like they were going to take his fingers. And I'm like, even though I've seen all these zombies and all these people being eaten alive, I'm just like, oh, please don't show him taking his fingers. I don't want to see that. It's icky. Something's going on. Okay, well, it's just me for the moment. So, yeah.
I'm here with you. I can hear you.
I got panicky. I'm like, I don't know what this is.
No, I was reading Ashley's message and I'm like, what does that mean? And then when you said that, it dawned on me what it meant.
Okay.
I may come in and out because I'm getting ready to leave my house and start driving.
Gotcha.
But I'll try to say a few things. We'll see what happens because this Wi-Fi situation is iffy. Gotcha. But I am still here to the best of my abilities. That's what I can say.
That.
But
see, I thought her saying be right back, and I thought you were saying I'll be right back.
I just was disappointed. Like I was looking forward to more for them to give for Michonne's setup, her exit. Yeah. And I know that, you know, it can be a little dicey to figure out a sensible way to transition her leaving, but the whole library, that really bothered me. Like I would think after all the time, and even if it's Miss Kane, whomever is doing the writing, they would have found something more sensible. I guess even in the zombie apocalypse, you try to have moments of fancy. So if someone says, let's go to the library because I would like to find a piece of music and possibly a book to read, you would stop for it. But I just really take for granted that Michonne is about the business of things. And if your goal is to go to Oceanside, then that would be your priority. So that whole library and Luke almost getting bitten by 2 walkers, but he's taking his time. It bothered me. Like I think they could do better than that. Set up and execution wise. I just hoped they could do better than that. And they didn't. So
they should be able to.
The only reason it bothered me is because it just seemed like a boring mid-season finale. But
yeah.
I mean, other than that, I'm fine with it because I don't know what her exit's going to be. Mm-hmm. So, like, I feel like it would be weird if she doesn't come back. Maybe she won't, but if she gets a bunch of weapons and that's her, like, gift to the people before she leaves, great. It seems a little boring, but I'm not interested in her on the show anymore anyway. I'm interested in her finding Rick.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if we can just get to that, I will be fine.
Yeah, and from what I can tell, there still isn't any news. I haven't heard anything. I've looked around. I haven't heard anything new about the movie.
I haven't either.
Part of
it was one thing I
sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. It was one thing I forgot to mention when we had the King Ezekiel cancer reveal. Mm-hmm. That Trump was right, because he had said one time that windmills cause cancer, and King Ezekiel is evident of that. So I was like, oh, okay, they tying it in with the real stuff. But I digress. I'll be quiet. But I'm just like, I forgot to mention that from like 2 podcasts ago about that, because I thought about it after the fact, and then somebody even had the idea that maybe Eugene could figure out a way to use the missile to get radiation.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not even talking about it, so he really is not trying to fight this thing. So if you're not gonna tell people you have cancer, I don't see Eugene figuring out a cure. So maybe King Ezekiel was trying to get off the show as well.
It could be. I mean, I think it's probably pretty clear, even if it's not clear to the powers that be, that this is wrapping up. It has to. The princess. Oh, I did read that. I guess they cast somebody for the princess to come in. I am not.
Who did they pick?
To what?
Who did they pick? Do we know who it is?
I don't. They mentioned her name. I was not familiar with her. Just from what because I don't think I was reading the comic then. She didn't seem overly likable. She seems kind of annoying. She seemed like
she was.
Yeah, she seemed like the kind of character you bring in the last, honestly, season of a show to try to, give it one last jump, and it doesn't work.
That's a really good point, because she was a lot of shenanigans. That's all I remember about her. Like, she was fighting and didn't really want to. She was like sort of, I don't know if she was like flirty, but she was an oddball, which I guess is not a bad thing. But
I thought she was a kid.
A what?
Is she a kid?
I thought she was like a young.
No, she was adult.
Wikipedia says
she was like
late 20s to early 30s.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah. But she had childish ways, I guess you would say.
Yeah,
that's what I remembered about her. Like maybe a punk rock type. I don't know. She was all over the place from what I could remember, which is limited. But yeah, she could add that newness of a new character, and basically seeing what her quote unquote weapon of choice is. That sometimes is a get for fans. But her story didn't have a lot of weight, and even if it had weight, we know the translation to the TV is an issue with the show. So I don't know. I really don't.
Okay. Just real quick, they said Juanita, that's her real name, appears to be very childish as she dyed her hair purple. I don't think that means you're childish, but okay. And chose to wear a pink fur jacket and goggles for fun. She gave herself the nickname Princess. This announces herself to be the Princess of Pittsburgh. I already have absolutely no interest in this at all.
Right.
I just like.
Right.
Oh, it's later revealed, guys. She has a dark past.
Oh, who doesn't?
Right. Right. And it's zombie apocalypse, everyone.
Right.
Oh, thank you for saying that. Okay. Now, honestly, the way they set up Alpha infiltrating Alexandria, I think was ingenious. And honestly, even though Michonne is asking for them to consider new ways to vet newcomers, you really can't circumvent someone's goal. No question you're asked, you would have figured out Dante was, a Trojan. You wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have known. So it's not like you have to have basically back to when she was not trusting anyone. You have to either trust no one and be right and just be, an isolationist, or you have to be willing to accept that some of what you bring in may not be legit. It could be malicious.
Notice how nobody died.
Alpha, she's a problem.
They just listened to Michonne. Nobody would be dead. But y'all want to make her seem like she was crazy because she didn't want to talk to people.
They want to make Judith teach her a lesson. Judith had to teach her a lesson. Mom.
And now Sadiq is
that's
dead.
not what we do.
Should be what you do.
Now we have
a little girl.
We have no doctors.
Exactly.
This is what you guys wanted because this is what you got.
As always, Michonne was right.
You know what? Good, exactly, because she did. She did.
As soon as she opened them doors, all hell broke loose. As soon as she leaves Alexandria, people are dead. It's a mess.
Right. But yeah, she the one that needs to be taught by her child what to do. Right.
The one who knows nothing. A 10-year-old.
Okay. Right.
I didn't like that. She's like, it was like, oh, this is Magna from Hilltop, and she's like, it's this Michonne. She's like, Michonne and Judith. I'm like, oh my god. She's
you know what? I didn't like it, but I felt like, okay, that's sort of cute. Okay.
Yeah, I don't dislike Judith, so I was fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they're definitely breadcrumbing her. You know, she's gonna be the sole survivor of the Grimes family, her and RJ. So I guess let's throw her name and everything. But
I mean,
it's a little
she's not the sole survivor, but she's gonna be the only one on the show.
I definitely think they're priming her to be.
Yeah, that's the word, priming. They are.
And she's a very good actress, and
she's way better than Chandler.
Did you like her kill?
Oh yeah, she did a really. I was very impressed with that. She did a really good job.
When she flicked it, I liked it. I was like,
oh yeah,
Michonne.
I kind of imagining like if Rick could see her, like just how freaking bloody would be. And how good he would feel to know that she can take care of herself. Obviously, she's still a child, but she knows what to do. And
she's a little demon with the sword. That was funny.
Did you guys hear the some of the, I guess, fandom upset because they were like, what was the purpose of bringing Sadiq if you were going to kill him? Why not just leave Carl?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I mean, you never know.
They could have kept Carl. Like, he wasn't going to fulfill the Carl role. They always needed someone younger. And I thought that was going to be Henry, and I'm very glad it wasn't.
Oh, God. Sorry.
Yeah. I think, like, I didn't care about Carl really, except for, Michonne and Rick cared about him.
Right.
That's really all that he mattered to me. So I'm fine with him being gone.
Right.
I hope Chandler got better as an actor.
He was on that show, A Million Things. They said he did well. I haven't seen it, but I heard he did well.
Oh, that's good. I knew he was on it, but I didn't watch it either.
Right. That's one of those This Is Us type shows. You have to be ready to cry.
I mean, I've heard it compared to This Is Us, but like not anywhere near as good. So that's why I haven't watched it.
Right. And I can't say that it's not as good as or similar to. I just know it is about the grieving process in families. The episodes that I did see were good, but it's not necessarily a family like This Is Us. It's friends that are like family, but it's still the episodes I saw was good, but I didn't see this one. So I don't know how Chandler did. I just heard he did well.
I mean, he's been on a few episodes, so I guess they liked him.
Okay, even better. Yes. Well, that's a good thing about it. Everyone leaves and does well. Like Bitty Bitty Bum Bum. What's her name? God, Rosita. Rosita has.
Is she leaving though?
It's good.
I can't. I don't know if she's actually leaving.
So you probably don't know, but I think she's leaving. Honestly, I do.
No, I don't keep up spoilers.
Well, she's gonna be playing Selena, but here's the thing with Selena, that is a story with an unfortunate end.
Yeah,
we're not talking about a 10-season run with Selena.
Yeah, I was wondering how it was going to be a series. I kind of confused.
I don't know how that's going to work, but
so I was wondering if she could shoot both. I really have no idea.
I guess it'll be good till Yolanda shows up. Then you're like, well,
I don't know, to be honest. So I could be super wrong, but it seems like unless you're doing a guest spot on anything, you're contractually obligated to be under the show that you're on. So
Right.
if
Yeah.
she
No,
in
that's true.
another show, I'm honestly, I'm if she doesn't die, I would be
But
surprised. Let me just say that if she doesn't die,
I
I would
don't
be
know how it
surprised.
works for limited series though, because I
Right,
assume this is a limited series, so I
right.
have no idea.
It
At
has to
first
be.
it was a movie, but I heard someone say it's actually a limited series. So,
Yeah. It's like
like
a
I said,
TV
whatever
show of the
you're doing,
Titanic. I'm like, what are you gonna
Right.
do? It's gonna.
Right. So I have no idea how it works in that case. I haven't heard anything about her leaving, so that's why I'm like, I don't know.
I do get nervous
right?
sometimes when they start talking about when they start, talking about their mortality. Like I can't die because I can't leave her an orphan. I'm like, Rosita, stop putting it out into the world.
Right, right,
Don't do that. It's like whenever my
right.
kids are like, what else could happen? I'm like, shut up.
Literally anything.
Like, I'm not seeing enough TV shows to know that you don't say it.
I'm a softie, so I don't know. Even if I go back to Glenn, and I always does it upsets me when when we lose like great characters, but it does set somewhere in my heart. Um, it gives me a little ease knowing they have a legacy.
Mm-hmm.
So if she does leave, but then it's gonna be Coco and Father Gabe. It's gonna be all these motherless children, but
Oh Lord.
they got Aaron and Gabe and Daryl now. But I'm just like, okay,
Ugh.
however they want to do it, it's fine with me.
I did think it was very one thing the seeing Aaron with Gracie was really cute and very
Oh yeah, that was
I
good
like
thing.
that. You got to see his
That was super cute. I loved it.
yeah. And I liked I liked that he said, a man that I was in love with and it wasn't a weird thing. She didn't
Yeah.
it was just he didn't have to explain to his daughter, it just kind of comes it's just a normal thing, which it is. And I like that they just said that. He didn't have to explain it to her. She didn't know it was just nice. I like Gracie. I like kids. I like to see kids more often. Most of the kids.
And I like that she had a little metal arm when they high five.
She had a little metal arm?
Yeah, well, it wasn't metal, but it was, it's like a glove, I guess, made to look like his arm. It was really cute.
Oh my gosh, I missed that. That is so precious.
Mm-hmm.
That's so yeah. Cute.
I know the show has to do whatever it has to do, but I wish we had more moments like that. Like, that's all I wanted for Rick and Michonne. It's just a bunch of fanfic moments.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And honestly, we did get some stuff. I mean, we got some good stuff. Stuff that, say like season 4, like the beginning of season, I never thought we'd actually ever get.
Yeah. I remember when 610 aired, and like, of course I knew it was going to happen, but just the way it started would have been like enough for me without knowing what the end would have been.
Oh,
just
for
like
sure.
them in the house being, domestic and everything. That's like all I want. I don't need zombies. I don't care about zombies. Just give me a character study of these people being cute.
Yeah, no, it was sweet, and I miss them so much.
Yeah, I mean, every time Daryl like takes on the role as the lead, I'm just like, God damn, I miss Andy. Yeah. Daryl is not good at this.
No,
like, he's doing his best. I get it, but it's not enough.
It's not. It's not even really trying to. I know it sounds like an insult because I know we're up on Daryl, but he's not a leader.
Right, that's not his role.
Soldier. And
so for him to step into it feels extremely awkward for everyone involved.
And his role that he had before is an important role, and it's not to diminish it, but this just isn't his thing. It's not. It just feels awkward and it feels weird and uncomfortable, and
forced.
That's it, forced. I did like seeing Norman, and it wasn't because it wasn't Daryl, it was Norman sitting on the couch playing with the dog. That was I don't know if that was this week or the week before, because I watched them back to back, but
I think it was last week.
Yes, okay. I was like, so basically we're just seeing him in his trailer playing with the dog. I mean, that's essentially what's happening, which is fine. I love that.
Sure.
Why not?
Why not? That's where we are.
Yeah, this is what life has brought us to, and this is what we're doing.
Indeed.
Yep.
Just a few more episodes.
Yeah. I'm excited, but I'm sad. I'll miss seeing her all the time. Obviously, she's going to be in other things, but I'll miss Michonne.
Yeah.
Right. And she just was in such small quantities this season. It was I expected it, but it was still like, geez, where has she been?
I wish they had just given her like the 5 episodes like Andy and then let her go, because the doling it out in little small pieces has been really annoying.
It has. It absolutely has. And also that way
forcing us to watch Crumbs is crazy.
Right. Like maybe they regretted how they did it with Andy, but in the end I think it was just easier to just get it over with.
Pull the Band-Aid off.
Exactly. That's what I was just going to say.
Do you think they're going to pull that mess with Michonne's last episode for the last 3 weeks or whatever before she leaves? Like, I hated that they did that with him. It was just
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do that either. It was just,
and I think they kind of maybe learned their lesson from that in both ways, where they, are to have her in more episodes and then it was just a lie. So don't do that again.
Yeah.
But I am hoping that the reason we haven't heard anything about the movies is because they're waiting to say that Denai will be in them. Like, that's my last shred of hope for this movie, is that we'll get more info after her last episode.
Good point.
But they still could have gave us a hint, though. That's all I'm saying. Like, it's something, some kind of connective tissue to Rick, something.
I would just want to know that they're shooting, but it's like absolutely zero, and it's really frustrating.
Well, they did show a black background with a city in a helicopter. I mean, they've given us a lot of information. They're like, watch the trailer. I'm like, that's not a trailer. It's a scene. It's
not even a scene. It's really just
it's not even a
picture.
scene.
That's a teaser. That's a teaser. That is a teaser.
Right. It's a tease of a teaser.
They didn't even have a silhouette of Rick. I mean, he wasn't there. We're supposed to just pretend he's in the helicopter that we saw go over the cityscape. I mean,
right.
I just want to know. Oh, one thing that was kind of interesting, in the article that I read, the interview that I read, that Kane gave, is she mentioned about how he was going to be directing, because that came up. They asked, like, I thought he was going to direct, and it said, well, we had talked about it, but then he wanted to focus more on acting, and he didn't want to start something that he would have to back out of.
He did the movie.
Do what?
He did that movie.
Yeah, and so that made sense. That they're like, well, he'd want to give his all to something, and if he wants to do movies, that movie and other movies, he didn't want to have to pull back. She was like, I felt like she was kind of dismissive of his movies. Like, yeah, he was in a movie recently. She goes, yeah, he did something.
Well, I read the interview. I didn't get that. I think she just didn't know anything about it.
Yeah. But then she was like, it's like, is he ever coming back? Well, he won't be back this season. I'm like, he's not coming back. She's like, but Andy, you can come back anytime. I'm like, I bet he could. I bet you guys probably send him texts every day. Please. But he's not going to. She's like, Andy, yeah, if you want, you can come back. I'm like, I'm sure he knows this.
Right.
I mean, I feel like it was an awkward question to ask because he's already answered that question.
Yes.
So she can't say no.
No, he'll never come back. I mean, no, he's not coming back. They know that, but Oh, the interview that they mentioned Lauren Cohen, and it kind of cracked me up because they were like, because it's almost like, you know, you break up with somebody for somebody else, and then that relationship doesn't work, and then you come back and decide you really were in love with them. I'm like, oh my God, he went out and said it.
Mhm.
And they're like, she's like, I never thought about it that way. I'm like, we all thought about it that way, but okay.
Yeah, that interview was weird. I think it was originally with either Deadline or The Hollywood Reporter.
Yeah.
I don't remember who did it, but I was like, this is odd. But maybe he knows her. I don't know.
Yeah, he seemed a little familiar. I had it up on my computer. I don't know what it was. Yeah, but it was just like, I wouldn't have said, I mean, even if we think that, I wouldn't have said that. That's
right.
Rude-ish.
Yeah.
But yeah. She handled it well. She was gracious.
She is Angela King. I'll just say that.
I'm not sure what else there is to talk about. I know that I should know.
Watchmen.
Watchmen? Okay. I have watched a couple episodes of it. I have not gotten completely caught up. I do like it quite a bit. I like it a lot. I'm confused, but I'm normally confused. So that
show is everything. Everything. Oh my!
Have you read?
This is so good.
Did you see the movie, Vicky?
No, I didn't know there was a movie. I'm completely unfamiliar with it.
Okay.
I think,
if you watch it like without any information, it's going to be even more confusing than it already is.
Okay. So that makes sense. So maybe take a look at the movie and then watch the show.
Yeah, because it's sort of like a sequel in a way.
Is it kind of like, does it have like comic origins? Because
yeah.
Oh, okay.
You could also read the comic. I think that might even be better if we would prefer.
I mean, Regina King is just killing it like she always does, but I'm just like, it's really good. The first episode I watched, I'm just like looking at it, I'm like, is that Don Johnson?
Yeah.
I was like Miami Vice Don. I kept looking at him, I'm like, he looks really, I'm like, oh my God, it's him. And he's dropping F-bombs. I was like, and he's got a good singing voice. I didn't see any of this coming. And then so
and there's even more you won't see coming.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm like, it's different, but I like it. There's no holds barred. I mean, it just come out and tell like it is, and I'm definitely gonna watch more of it. I've been a mess lately, but it's definitely something I'm gonna look into.
It really goes to show about limited time frames and being able to make a real tight but very well scripted show. Like, it is everything. Oh my goodness. I am not the kind of person that can rewatch episodes over and over again, like 2 times at the most, and only if I know we're going to do a chat. But I've watched this stuff like I watch episodes like 3 and 4 times. Like, this stuff is just I just don't have a better word right now. Like, it's the best thing on TV for me right now. Like, and when it's over, I don't know what. I'll go back to the NCIS, I guess. But
Lord, don't knock them.
Oh, good. But you know what though? I don't. It's like when I watch TV just to escape. And for NCIS, I know it's like what, army propaganda and that kind of stuff. But it's really a good. But I mean, it's about it glorifies being in armed forces. So I get that, but I'm really liking the family dynamic. Like, and what I found since I started watching it is they kill some people off. So it's like it's formulaic, but it has its own little niche. So I'm liking it. But like I said, I watched that. That's something I can put on TV, and if I go, run an errand or whatever, I can miss 30 minutes and I'm okay. So I like those kind of shows, but something like The Watchmen, it's so much detail going on. You have to sit in your seat and pay attention.
Yeah, those are the kind of shows I like. So when you say CIS, I'm like, that is the exact opposite. But that's what you like.
I mix it up, Ashley.
No, I get it. I can understand that.
With NCIS, now Mark Harmon is in that, right?
Yes, mama.
See,
Oh my
wow. With Mark Harmon, see, my mom, like, I was raised on like true crime and serial killers and all that kind of stuff. And Mark Harmon played Ted Bundy in a movie, and now when I see him, that's all I could think of is Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy.
I can't.
Wow.
Like the stranger, the deliberate stranger, I think was the movie. Like, and I'm just like, I look at him, I'm like, I can't see you as anything else, man. I don't know. That's just burned into my mind from the '80s.
Wow.
Yeah. But so
I think you'll enjoy it, Vicky. You say you got to episode 1 or 2 at this point?
I think I was getting ready to start episode 3. Now you said there's 6 of them?
So far, yeah, it's gonna be 9 and all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, this show, I'm not spoiling anything by saying this. This is just a general statement. But honestly, I haven't had a show deal with race the way this show has dealt with race. Like, honestly. And what it really makes me think about is how I even see that sort of with The Walking Dead. It's like there's this scene where if you didn't live through it, you're so far removed from it that even when you hear the history of the thing, you don't have those same connections. So people are able to easily sort of forgive Negan. They didn't live through it the way Michonne lived through it, the way Aaron lived through it. And that is like a real thing. Like as we leave the actual real-time events of things, we distance ourselves, and sometimes that we need to emotionally. But when we do that, we're not always able to keep things in perspective, I think, other folks. So I don't know. It really is. I'm watching it.
I can definitely see it from there.
Yeah, I wasn't I've seen the movie like once, and I was only kind of a fan of it, so I wasn't sure what to expect. But I was gonna watch it because of Regina King, and I like David Lindelof because of The Leftovers. But this is really like way beyond anything I could have imagined the show was gonna do. So, Vicky, I can't wait till you get to episode 6. This week's episode was just incredible, and I will leave it there because I really don't want to spoil it, but it was really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely take this break we got coming up and catch up with all of that, because I definitely liked it. I don't know what I was doing. Like, I was watching. A lot of times I'll watch YouTube or stuff while I draw on my computer, and I found myself paying more and more attention to the show, and I didn't expect that because I haven't felt that in a show in a long time.
Yeah. I think it took everybody by surprise. So, yay for good TV. So, what are we hoping for with this next half season?
Oh, I'm hoping for Michonne to get. I don't think she'll get the ending she deserves because I don't trust them enough to pull that off, whatever that would be. But I'm hoping that whatever happens, that she stays safe and that she somehow gets put on a path to Rick, to finding him.
Yeah.
I'd like her to take her kids with her, but it doesn't look like that's what's going to happen.
Seems very unlikely.
Yeah.
And Maggie coming back.
I'm just bursting with fruit flavor. I'm so excited. I'm not unsick, but I'm just kind of like, I felt really disassociated watching this episode. I don't know if I'm just done, but I think so. Like, yeah, I think that is. I was just like, I just didn't feel it. And it makes me sad because I used to love it, but I'm just like, everybody fell into the hole, and I'm like, well, that sucks. There was a time that I would be like really worried about them. But
I mean, if Rick were there, sure, but
yeah,
literally nobody is in that hole that I care about. So
no. But yeah,
And
luck, y'all.
I'm sort of feeling like Magna is the terror of now.
oh,
I really want her to go. I want her to go bye so bad. Like, dude, we don't even need her.
well, I know.
We have her partner, and that's good enough.
I know that there's been like time jumps, so obviously she's more integrated into the groups and stuff. But we didn't see that, so I'm just kind of like,
it hasn't been that long, so
yeah, I'm just like, who are you getting on?
every time they act like these people have been here forever, and I have to think about it. Like, wait, were they there before the 6 years passed? No, we met them as soon as it was a new time jump. So it's really weird that the show treats them like they've just been here all along. I don't care about any of you. It's so strange. But yeah, I don't know. I'm ready for it to be over.
Yeah.
Right.
I haven't watched the show on Sunday night at all this season. And it
Right.
felt a little bit weird, but it feels mostly good because I can just watch Watchmen and be happy instead of whatever the hell I'm watching.
What else are you watching, Ash? Since we only have like 3 episodes of Watchmen, what else would you be watching right about now?
Well, nothing is on during the holidays, of course.
Oh, yeah.
When it comes in January, the end of The Good Place is happening, and I'm gonna probably cry a lot. Goodness, what else? With The Walking Dead and Watchmen ending, I don't know. I watched This Is Us and Grey's Anatomy, and How to Get Away with Murder just blew my mind this week.
I think it's the last season for How to Get Away with Murder too.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of stuff is ending, and I don't know what I'm going to be watching. Succession. Watch Succession.
I want to watch that because 2 coworkers told me about that one.
Oh, it's so good. I mean, it's over right now, but it'll be back.
But
so
it's like season 2, right? Up to 2 seasons at this point. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And since it's HBO, it's not going to be 25 episodes, so I probably can watch that one.
Yeah, you can watch it over the holidays. It's 20 episodes altogether.
I'm going to rewatch The Watchmen, lady. I'm telling you, oh my God. Don't make me start again. I love this show so much. Oh my goodness. I don't know, but I forgot who it was that said it. I think it was a podcaster. They were saying it could have been clickbait, but somebody said in some comic book, whatever, was saying that now they project The Walking Dead will be ending in season 12.
That's still too long.
Which is it's for what they'll have left. But they were saying right around the time season 12 comes would be the time that both Daryl and Carol are the remaining time in their contract.
Oh.
So that may be when they have to really, settle on what reality is to stop this.
And how much is left in the comics? That's what I'm a little confused about. Like, what happens after all that war?
Done.
No, I know that.
Oh, yeah. They have to. Oh, I got what you're saying. They still have to. Comic-wise, they still have to actually fight the Whisperers because this was leading up to the war.
Right, which I think will probably be this season.
They have to be displaced because that's part of what happens with the war. When they get displaced is when they find that new compound. That's when on the way to Commonwealth. That's what I'm trying to say. On their way to Commonwealth is when they find Princess.
Okay.
Once they get in the compound, Michonne finds her daughter. So that's like, maybe 7-8 episodes or 7 or 8 books.
Okay.
Of that life, but then, guys, it's over.
Huh.
So it's toward the end, but they keep, every time you ask them, it's like, oh, we're not at this.
We could go on for 20 years. Like, no, you can't, you dummies.
Yeah. Like, who are you talking to?
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like season 12 to me.
Yeah. And if I feel like if they get their crap together, if they do, and if they know that there's a specific end, then they can plan this stuff out better and, you know, die with dignity, I guess, for lack of a better term.
I mean, I do see a lot of like articles saying The Walking Dead is the best it's ever been or whatever, and I fear that makes them think that they should keep going.
Yeah.
But if there's no more comic left, I do feel like, okay, we're in the end game now. So good luck to them. I won't be watching it, but good luck to them. I hope it's not terrible. Where'd everybody go?
I muted myself by accident because dumb. I don't know I did it. I saw my phone and it dropped on the thing and it muted it. And that's God's way of saying shut up. So, you guys all ready for Thanksgiving?
Sure.
Sure.
Mostly.
We're having ours on Saturday, so I'm gonna.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Family coming in. That's why you waiting.
Yeah. We it's gonna be like my husband's side of the family, and they're gonna they're not really coming in. Everybody's in Michigan, fortunately, so we just They're like 15-minute drive, but yeah, we're gonna have about 18 people this time. So we gotta find a place for the snake, tuck them away.
Lord.
We have 11 snakes now.
Did you say 11 snakes?
We have 11 snakes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You are a strange bird, Vicky. You are a strange bird.
My youngest daughter, she's just turned 12. She wanted a ball python of her own, and she got what? I'm getting judged. All right. And she wanted a ball python of her own, and she's got it, and she's taking good care of it. And somebody keeps bringing home snakes. You brought home one this year. Yeah. So I'm arguing with my husband through the doorway. He's like, "I
somebody."
He's somebody.
Okay. I mean, he's the somebody who keeps bringing home snakes.
Yes, he is the somebody who keeps bringing.
Okay.
I brought home one. I'm like, he brought home one this year and a gecko. But anyways, I like the snake. I like the snakes. There's just a lot of them. That's the only thing.
Yes, 11 is a lot.
It's a lot. So it's 2 geckos, 11 snakes, and 2 doggies.
Wow.
But I can't have a cat.
Maybe you're gonna have a veterinarian in your family with all this you got going on.
I could definitely see that.
Right.
My oldest wants to create video games, so I don't think she'll do it, but the younger one might. No. All right. I'm thinking that might, unless you guys have anything else you want to talk about, it might be just about it. Kind of. I don't know. Shit.
These awkward goodbyes, Vicky.
When I tell you I've been a mess, I sincerely mean I have been a mess.
Let me just say one thing. Okay, one thing. This doesn't have to be a long conversation.
No,
just confirm.
Whatever you
need. Can we confirm? Isn't Talking Dead over? Didn't they just stop that?
I think no. I don't know.
Why do you think that?
I thought I saw a post that said they were canceling it. So I was like, okay, I know they know it's over. They're letting Talking Dead go, but you guys hadn't heard that then. Okay.
I haven't heard it. It's been on.
I heard maybe they're canceling it for Fear the Walking Dead. I saw that too, but I don't remember.
Oh, well, that makes sense because I think they only had like 2 episodes. Like the first and the last episode were Talking Dead.
So I am,
which makes sense because who's watching that?
Exactly.
It says it's still on, but yeah, I think they're just stopping it for
Fear.
fear.
I mean, they should
The
stop
main
Fear the
show.
Walking Dead all together.
Oh, absolutely, they should. There's no. I mean, there's some people out there that probably think that is the best thing they've ever seen, and it just makes their whole life. And I'm happy for them, but it ain't me.
Right.
Everybody, like the people who do watch it, say that it's gotten bad, and I'm like, it's always been bad, but sure. But they say like Scott Gimple ruined it and all this other stuff, and I'm like, well, welcome to the club.
That's what I was going to say. Well, from what I understand, season 3 was everything. 1 and 2 sucks. Season 3 was really good, and then the rest of it just sucks. There was like one season that everybody was like, a lot of people were like, yeah, it got really good, and they're like, oh, what? It's back. Never mind.
Well,
I'm not gonna.
They say so.
I'm not gonna watch it. And now this new one's coming up. It's called The Walking Dead: The World Beyond,
Right.
and I don't know. I don't know. I feel like we've given these folks enough of our time and life, and
this entire decade, even though I started watching late, it's been a whole decade that I've given to the show.
Yeah.
Like, it's time to go. And I think it's funny that whenever Scott Gimple tweets, everybody's just like, give us the Rick movies. Like, we don't care about anything else. Mm-hmm. You can't tell us you're making a movie about the only character we care about and then like disappear on us.
Yeah. So, if I could ask him a funny question, I almost wonder if that'd be like the one question I asked him, like, do you guys regret bringing that out so soon? If I were you, I'd regret that. Be like, yeah, maybe we should have waited longer than, I don't know, right after his last episode aired, when we didn't have anything written or prepared or
Actually, I don't know. I think I might have rioted if they just had Rick drive off in a helicopter. Like,
true. So I think that's what they were trying to. They were trying to give people hope, but
yeah. But now we're losing it.
Oh, for sure. It's been over a year, and there's no. Near as I can tell, there's nothing, and the fact that they still act like there's something, like the Rick movies. ... coming soon. ...
Ashley, you said that when people ask Scott Gimple, he ignores them. Would you say he does?
Well, yeah, he ignores us. But I said whenever he tweets something, people are just asking about the movie. Like he tweeted about the 3rd series that's coming out, and like all the replies are either "You killed Fear the Walking Dead" or "Where's the Rick movie?"
That's hilarious. I follow him on Twitter, but I'm not on Twitter that much, so I haven't seen him. Like, I don't interact with like stuff. That is so funny.
It's what he
does.
Is
hilarious, and it's both hilarious and sad. Like, what we want. Would you just you need to concentrate on the main thing. You spend all this time on these side dishes. What's the main? We want the main course, dude. Exactly. We're not here for this.
That's what I don't understand. Like, nobody.
There's no one asked for a third the 3rd series.
Jesus Christ. And everybody who watches this dumb show just wants to see what happened to Rick.
Yeah. Now we're going to have one with young adults. Nobody cares.
So it's like, I mean, and I don't know. Kang, I would say Kang has done something that were, more interesting story-wise, but honestly, she has let me down with Michonne. And maybe it's not her fault, but I mean, I can't blame anybody but the writer at this point. She's the showrunner. She's organizing herself. They could do better.
I think definitely, like, I know Scott Gimple said he wrote Michonne's exit, whatever that turns out to be, but everything else we've seen with Michonne these past 2 seasons has been nowhere near what I wanted, and I put that all on Angela. Right. It's what she wrote, so I'm not excited about her exit at all from either one of them. Like, who's in either one of y'all's hands? I don't know.
Exactly. Her exit is Judith's gonna want to go inside a Walmart store, and Scott is gonna say, "Yeah, I want a ding dong," and then she's gonna come up missing. That's her exit. Like, You guys. I mean, I'm not even that deep, but I'm like, you're losing the most basic fan. I mean, there are people, some people are stubborn to the point of being foolish.
Mm-hmm.
And dropping from 11 million to 5 million is indicative of that. Like, everybody is not playing this game with you, sir. And everybody will not continue to play this game with you. And I hate how they're breadcrumbing Rick. Well, if you watch this, you may see Rick. Would you just let us see the man and stop telling us we watch this? We're gonna see him if we do this. Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah.
Just let me see him.
Just give us the movie. That's all anyone wants.
If you're not 4 times and watch episode 1 through 11, there's gonna be a clue in it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the only way I'll see Rick is if I rewatch the series.
Exactly.
Which I thought
But
about
you
doing
got-
over Thanksgiving. So,
But I forgot if it was you, Ashley, or Vicky. One of you guys had a point, and it sort of been with me since you said it. Maybe we won't even get it. Like, because that's crazy. Like, it's been more than a year now.
I heard
You
I
were
think that's
planning his
entirely
exit.
possible.
So it's like we may not even get it. Because
The
at
fact
this
that they
point, you
haven't
should have
started
something.
shooting. I'm
Exactly.
concerned.
Exactly. And all you had was a backdrop in a helicopter with some sound in the back. That's what you had to present? You take a year for that? Oh, okay. Somebody need a spanking. Y'all are too much with this nonsense.
Like I said, I'm just gonna hold out this last shred of hope that after Michonne's last episode, they'll have something to tell us. But
Right.
after that, if there's nothing, I'm just gonna give up.
Right.
Go back to writing fan fiction or something.
Right.
So we'll see. Let's hope this new year brings us something.
Yeah.
All right, ladies. It was so good to spend time with you guys. Have a great and safe Thanksgiving. Make memories, not enemies.
You too.
All right,
You
and
guys be safe and happy.
yeah, everyone have a good holiday, Christmas, all that stuff, and then we'll reconvene at some point in February, probably. So
Last few
Likely.
episodes. Woohoo.
what'd you say?
I said last few episodes.
we are in the home stretch. Yes.
Yes.
Vicky, after you finish with the Watchmen, can we do one podcast about the whole thing once you catch up?
Sure. I'm open to that if you guys want to do that.
I love that show.
I can't hear you.
I can hear her. Yeah, she wants to do it. She wants to do a podcast or live stream about Watchmen once.
Oh, okay.
It's like wrapped up and I catch up and stuff. So I'm open to that if you guys like to do that. I think that'd be great.
Okay, yeah. Just let us know once you finish.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, ladies.
I'll be finishing in exactly 3 weeks. I'm just saying. You guys have great.
And then you're just
Have a
gonna
great
one.
All right, y'all.
All right, ladies.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Here.